pakę i wmyna.
Przyjemnie.
Na granicy zawalenia.
O kurwa!
Venturing into the woods alone at night can be terrifying. But what happens when you encounter someone or something you'd rather never meet? Like this first encounter, for example, posted by Pedro. Through his compelling work, Pedro takes viewers deep into the heart of the wild, uncovering the raw, untamed beauty and inherent dangers of swamp life. His unique cinematic approach often blurs the lines between documentary and horror, captivating his audience with real-life suspense and heart-pounding moments. On July 13, 2020, the thrill of a good scare can be exhilarating, especially when you're the one planning it. But what happens when the tables turn and an intended prank reveals a presence far more unsettling than anything you could have imagined? We'll delve into a chilling encounter where a planned scare took an unexpected, ghostly turn. Hey, creepy community, I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm giving away $1,000 in cash to the ultimate creepy superfan. So, how can you enter? It's simple. Step 1. Subscribe to my 2 new channels, CreepyVids and ScaryVids. Step 2. Like the very first video on each channel. Step 3. Leave a creepy comment under every video I upload in the next 2 weeks. On the 22nd of September, I'll choose one winner who's been the most active, the most supportive, and who's dropped the creepiest, most original comments. Want to win $1,000? Then leave your mark. Everywhere. Let's make it creepy. Let's make it legendary. Meet the dedicated team behind the YouTube channel Paranormal Essics. Through their investigations, they explore eerie locations and unexplained phenomena, bringing their audience along on a journey into the unknown. With their unique blend of skepticism and open-mindedness, they usually uncover fascinating insights. But one day, a simple prank would lead them to question everything they thought they knew about the unseen world. The team had ventured out for what they anticipated would be a harmless prank. One of the investigators planned to scare their friend, Ryan, who was also with them. The idea was to quickly set up and surprise him, capturing his reaction for some lighthearted fun.
So we're going to quickly scare Ryan. It's going to be so funny. Watch, stay with us.
As the investigator got into position, ready to jump out and deliver the intended scare, a distinct sound broke the silence. Clear, heavy footsteps began to approach, growing louder and closer to their hiding spot. Convinced it was Ryan, the investigator prepared for his imminent arrival.
And I'm like, coming. You can hear footsteps, boom, boom, coming close to the door.
With the footsteps drawing near, the investigator made their move, expecting to find Ryan right on the other side. However, upon revealing themselves, the area was empty. Ryan was nowhere to be seen, leaving the prankster utterly bewildered and a chill running down their spine.
And I was like, he's coming, he's coming, he's coming. I went, run, he wasn't there.
Moments later, Ryan appeared from an entirely different direction, completely unaware of the investigator's prank or the mysterious footsteps. The prankster recounted the strange event, baffled by what they had distinctly heard. Ryan confirmed he had been elsewhere, adding to the confusion. The team was left to ponder the unsettling question: if it wasn't Ryan, who or what was making those footsteps?
No fucking way. I'll just come over the hedge of that, come down to hide to scare ya, could hear footsteps, bruv, I swear to God, yeah, and I thought it was you walking towards me. I'm up here. Yeah, look, he's there, look.
There.
While the intent was a simple, harmless scare, the encounter left the team from Paranormal Essics with a profound question. If it wasn't Ryan, then who or what was making those footsteps? Was it a lingering energy, a residual haunting, or something far more sentient playing a trick of its own? The mystery of those phantom footsteps remains unsolved, a stark reminder that sometimes the true scares aren't the ones you plan, but the ones that find you. Tonight, we're following a group of friends who set out for a seemingly ordinary camping trip in the depths of the forest. only to stumble upon a series of disturbing discoveries that would make them question whether they were truly alone. What began as a carefree escape into nature quickly spiraled into a chilling encounter with the unknown, proving that sometimes the woods hold secrets far more sinister than any campfire story. The creators behind the YouTube channel Gorilla Hot Tortilla often share their adventures, capturing various experiences for their audience. On this particular occasion, a casual camping trip was planned, filled with the usual camaraderie and light-hearted moments that come with friends exploring the wilderness together. Little did they know, this journey into the quiet woods would soon take an unsettling turn, leading them down a path of unease and outright fear. Their journey began with the typical preparations for a night in the wild, filled with casual conversation and shared moments. They were setting up their camp, eager to relax and enjoy the tranquility of nature.
Ty po nas wrócisz, jak do ciebie zadzwonimy. Ale kiedy...
To kurwa nie dzwoni o 6 rano na
My sobie zrobimy biwak, wycieczkę krajoznawczą.
As they settled in, they shared a smoke, the atmosphere light and jovial, unaware of the unsettling events that lay ahead.
Krzywo się odpaliło, pokażesz?
Chłopaki już naćpani.
Z kierowcą, żebyś się podzielił może, co?
Spokojnie.
As they explored their surroundings, one of the friends stumbled upon a grim discovery, a deer skull and antlers, eerily well preserved. This unexpected find immediately shifted the mood, sparking a discussion about how it got there.
Co to jest?
Kurwa, tutaj panowie.
No, według mnie sarnologa to jest czaszka sarny. Siekacze
Ja
widać
to
ładnie, więc
bał.
obstawiam, że to będą około 2 lata.
They pondered whether it was a natural occurrence or perhaps a prank set up by some kids, though the remoteness of their location made the latter seem unlikely.
Mi się wydaje, że to kurwa pewnie jakieś dzieciaki chciały nas straszyć czy coś.
Nie wiem.
Tylko kurwa to jest trochę daleko.
Nie wiem, czy to jakieś
Nie
dzieci
wiem.
by z dupy przychodziły. Ała!
No raczej dziecko by rysa nie
Nadepnę
przyszło.
ci na nogę.
Their curiosity then led them deeper into the woods, where they soon found an old, seemingly abandoned structure they jokingly dubbed a caveman lair. As they approached, the structure appeared unstable, threatening to collapse at any moment.
Lora cavemana.
Przyjemnie.
Na granicy zawalenia.
O kurwa!
Further into their exploration, they came across another shed, its door firmly locked, hinting at secrets held within. The air around it was heavy with an unidentifiable foul odor that immediately put them on edge.
Tam jest jakaś stodoła. Kolejna hawirka.
Czekaj, ci może poświecę trochę.
No.
Nie wiem, czy tam się da wejść.
Ja nawet będę
No
przecież
tu
nie wchodził.
kłódka jest kłódka jest założona.
As they tried to peer inside, they called for a flashlight, the darkness obscuring whatever lay beyond the threshold.
Weźcie latarkę. Ciemno.
Mam telefonową.
When the light finally cut through the gloom, what they saw sent a jolt of pure terror through them. The shed's interior was covered in what appeared to be blood. Without a second thought, they knew they had to get out of there, their light-hearted adventure turning into a desperate flight for safety.
Co to jest?
Nie wiem. A! Dobra, nie.
Ty, czerwone.
Kurwa, na tym jest krew.
Oświeć.
After their terrifying discovery, they tried to regain a sense of normalcy back at their campsite, attempting to make a fire with just 2 sticks, a classic survival skill.
Teraz pokażę, jak się rozpala ognisko 2 patykami. Oglądałem wiele odcinków Ubera Grylsa, damy radę. Trochę chruściku u góry. I lecimy.
However, their troubles continued as they realized they had forgotten sausages, and, even worse, one of them had lost their phone, leaving them without a crucial connection to the outside world.
Kiełbasek zapomnieliśmy.
Kurwa, zasięgu nie ma.
Ty nie masz zasięgu?
Nie, a wy macie?
A ty masz?
Nie, nic.
A frantic search ensued, coupled with the growing realization that they were deep within the forest, far from any signal.
No ja nie mam zresztą czemu ja szukam w moim plecaku, nie zajebałem ci telefonu. A może jak spierdaliśmy stamtąd, to ja będę ognia pilnował.
O, dobre. Ja sam pójdę, ja sam zobaczę, czego nie ma. Telefon jest ważniejszy, kurwa, niż w tym momencie ognisko.
W końcu, kurwa, odpoczniesz od telefonu.
No, nie.
Ja dalej nie mam zasięgu, tak samo.
Despite their earlier fright, the lost phone was a pressing concern, leading them to consider the unthinkable, returning to the shed. As they cautiously approached the eerie structure once more, a detail caught their eye. A coat hanging inside. A sight that some recalled being there before, while others were less certain, adding another layer of unsettling mystery to the scene.
To w tej stodole trzeba sprawdzić.
Tam to chyba. A ten płaszcz to wisi?
No też wisiał chyba.
No to mi się tak wydaje.
Suddenly, a distinct sound echoed from within the shed, immediately putting them on high alert. Panic set in as they scrambled, one of them grabbing a knife, their only defense, as they bolted from the area, desperate to escape whatever unseen presence lurked there.
Masz kosę? Mam. Dobra. Plecak zostawiam w dupie, słuchaj z plecakiem. Ja pierdolę.
The question of what caused that final, chilling sound still lingers. Was it an animal, or something far more sinister? The coat, an unsettling detail, added to the enigma. Was it there the first time? Or did its sudden appearance suggest a watchful presence? While the identity of their unseen observer remains unknown, the experience served as a stark reminder of the unexpected horrors that can lurk in the wilderness. For these friends, what began as a fun camping trip became a terrifying encounter that they are unlikely to forget or repeat anytime soon. Venturing into the woods alone during a storm is a challenge, but what happens when the storm is the least of your worries? Tonight, we're exploring a solo camping trip that turned into a terrifying ordeal. This footage will make you question what really lurks in the darkness of the forest. Meet the creator behind the YouTube channel, Brothers Wild. He and his brother take viewers on rugged adventures, exploring the untamed beauty of nature. From mountain hikes to wild camping, their channel is a testament to the thrill of the outdoors. But on one particular trip, the host would venture out alone, coming face to face with a fear so primal it would send him running for his life. With Storm Debbie rolling in, the host decided against a risky mountain ascent and instead chose a familiar local spot in North Wales for his first ever solo camp. The location was not without its own ominous history, being the site of a previous unsettling encounter with a creepy man in the woods. Undeterred by the weather warnings and the eerie backstory, he set off, ready to test his skills against the elements.
So guys, welcome back to another episode of Brothers Wild. Going solo today. We was meant to be going up to Cadair Berwyn, a nice mountain, 600 foot mountain. Here in North Wales we've had an orange weather warning. It's 80-mile-per-hour winds today. So I've decided to go somewhere local. So where I've gone today is back into Erdig, which is on another video, Creepy Man in the Woods. So yeah.
After navigating flooded paths and washed out trails, he finally found a secluded, elevated spot away from the rising river. He felt it was the perfect location, sheltered, hidden, and safe from anyone who might be walking by.
So come up here guys, I'm elevated away from the river and I don't think anyone's going to be walking up here. Nice bit of flat here, but that is cover. So I've managed to get the tent up. Wind's starting to pick up now. What I'm going to do, sort all this out, get my bedding down, and then I'm going to have to try and find some firewood before it gets dark. So this spot's not completely flat guys, it's not completely flat. There's a slight slope going down to the leg, but nothing major, so I don't think I'm going to be sliding everywhere tonight. I'm so glad I got this tent up. Get everything out. I need a whiskey. I need a whiskey.
With his tent pitched and a sense of accomplishment, he settled in for the evening. As darkness fell, he made dinner and felt completely relaxed, confident in his solitude and his choice of campsite. He spoke to the camera about the joys of camping and how it doesn't need to be an expensive hobby, encouraging others to get out and enjoy nature. At this point, he was calm, content, and completely unaware of the terror that was about to unfold.
That was weird. It sounded like someone's slipping down here. Ooh. Even though I can see like 360 where I am, everything. It's a bit eerie with this weather. I don't know if it's the autumn vibe and I see the leaves everywhere. What's that noise? I can hear loads of things around here. I ended up just sitting in a room all the time and did it. I heard someone saying something right next to me.
As he was talking, a strange sound suddenly cut through the wind. It sounded like someone slipping and falling down the steep, leaf-covered hill nearby. He froze, startled, but brushed it off as the wind or an animal. A short while later, another sound pierced the night, this time sounding distinctly like a whisper, unnervingly close to his position. The eerie feeling began to creep in, but he tried to rationalize the noises, attributing them to the autumn winds and the rustling leaves all around him. The night grew colder, and after a brief encounter with a small frog, he settled into his tent. Just as he was about to fall asleep, a loud bang shattered the silence, echoing through the woods like a gunshot. This sound was impossible to ignore, and it left him completely unnerved, his heart pounding in the darkness.
I just heard like a loud bang. It's either an explosion or it sounded like a gunshot. It was really, really loud.
What the hell was that? What? Go away!
I go, obviously, so it would have been nice.
Then it happened. A horrifying guttural sound erupted just outside his tent, followed by a clear, aggressive command to go away. Pure, primal fear took over. He ripped his way out of the tent and fled blindly into the pitch-black forest. What followed was a desperate, panicked escape. He scrambled through thick mud, losing his bearings completely in the disorienting darkness. In his flight, he got stuck in what felt like quicksand, his panic escalating with every passing second.
Fuck. I just need to get out of here. Oh, fuck me. Oh, fuck. Yeah. I don't know even. It's not that way. Shit, where am I? Fuck, I can't see a thing. It's not that way. It's not that way, is it? No. Shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, no. The river's flooded. I don't know how I'm going to get out. How deep is it? Oh, it's freezing.
To get away, he was forced to plunge into a freezing, flooded river, wading through the icy water to reach the other side and the safety of a familiar path. He eventually made it out, soaked, freezing, and utterly terrified by the ordeal. Although he escaped with his life, the chilling questions remain. What was out there in the woods with him? Was it a person with sinister intentions, or something else entirely? Whatever it was, it didn't want him there, and its terrifying presence turned his first solo camping trip into a nightmare he will never forget. The wild is unpredictable, with falling trees and harsh weather being known dangers. But the most terrifying threat is always the unknown. the host's quick instincts and desperate flight saved him from a potentially fatal encounter. One thing is certain, the memory of that voice in the dark will haunt those woods, and him forever. The brothers' wild ordeal proved how quickly the woods can turn hostile. But across the Atlantic, Austin Armstrong would discover that sometimes the greatest danger isn't outside the tent, it's inside your own mind. Meet Austin Armstrong, the creator behind the self-titled channel Austin Armstrong, where he documents his adventures, often pushing himself to face new and exciting challenges. Through his videos, he gives viewers a raw and unfiltered look at his experiences, from urban explorations to solo excursions into the wild. He embraces the difficult and the unknown, but during one particular solo camping trip, the challenge he faced wasn't just against the elements, but against a creeping sense of dread that would turn a simple night in the woods into a truly unsettling ordeal. Austin arrived at the desolate Patoka Lake campground for a solo trip, deliberately choosing a day with cold, rainy weather to test his skills.
Hey guys, Woody here, and today I just decided to go camping. Now, as you can kind of sort of maybe see, it's kind of raining, but that's okay. I just went out in the middle of nowhere at this campground at Patoka Lake in Indiana. I'm the only one out here. Obviously, it's kind of cold and it's projected to get colder and it's raining. But I like a challenge whenever I camp, and I've camped in much worse weather conditions than this. So I figured, yeah, why not? So I'm gonna...
The video begins with him acknowledging the challenge ahead. He's the only person at the entire campground, surrounded by the quiet woods and the constant drizzle of rain. His goal was to make the most of it, setting up his tent and preparing to settle in for a peaceful, if difficult, night alone.
All right, even with the rain, here's my tent. I need to figure out how to set a fire in the wetness of what I have here. I moved this table. I'm probably gonna move it over there closer to the tent. So the tent over here is under a, hey, let me just move, under some trees. That'll protect it for the rain and stuff. I'm thinking maybe I can move the fire pit over here as well. That's underneath some of these trees. Maybe that'll make it a little bit easier. But as you can see, like, there's nobody here, which is good. That's what I was looking for, just kind of getting away from everything.
Almost immediately, the environment tested his resolve. With everything soaked by the rain, his first and most crucial task was to start a fire.
I think a fire. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing next. Yeah, it's about 6 o'clock, so it'll be getting dark soon. So I definitely want to have a fire started by then. So I don't think the rain's supposed to be any heavier than this. So it's just a light drizzle kind of deal. So that's not too bad. Like I said, I've camped in worse. But looking forward to it.
He explains to the camera how he's been working on it for an hour with little success, demonstrating his technique as he struggles to get a flame to catch on the damp wood.
I guess I can do a demonstration of how to start a fire when everything is wet, because I'm having some problems here, and been working on it for about an hour, and this is all I got. So this is what you gotta do. You know, I got some newspaper and stuff, but you gotta gotta blow on it to give it oxygen, you know. So I got these logs here, and they're dry. But you can't just start a fire with just logs, you know? So you have to have all these like small sticks to get started. Well,
after a long and arduous effort, he finally succeeds, creating a small but steady fire. This brief moment of triumph brought a sense of comfort and control against the encroaching dusk and persistent rain.
All right, I think I did it. So I took some branches and stuff, and so if you don't know, here's a little like tip, okay? So whenever you're camping and you're trying to make a fire, make a teepee. You see how it's like in a triangle shape? See how that? I mean, there's a reason in all the kids' TV shows that like it's a teepee, you know, like the campfire is shaped like, you know, like a pyramid or something. That's how you want to do it.
With the fire finally blazing, a sense of calm settled over the campsite. Austin began cooking his dinner, roasting hot dogs over the flames he worked so hard to create.
The rain keeps coming. It's finally stopped again. So this is where I think I'm gonna go ahead and cook some food here. Oh, wind's blowing us over. Got my sharpened stick. Take hot dog, put hot dog on stick, about like that, and then let's cook. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, hot dog. Just kind of have to rotate a little bit. Ooh, it's getting a little warm. It's pretty, this is where it's at. This is life right here, guys.
He took a moment to reflect on his love for camping and encouraged his viewers not to be afraid of undertaking such adventures by themselves.
Hot dogs. If you haven't been camping, please do. Like, I used to do it all the time. I'm an Eagle Scout. So if you guys want to see more camping stuff, I mean, I would love to go camping more. I probably will this summer. I don't know. Like I said, you know, I'm over here by myself, you know, like just chilling. It's not too bad, you know. Don't be afraid to go out and do these things by yourself. Of course, it's always nice to have friends and stuff too, but yeah, it's not so bad. So as long as I can keep this fire going, it's gonna be a pretty good night.
For a while, it seemed as though the worst of his challenges were over, and he could finally enjoy the solitude he came for. As night fell completely, the atmosphere began to shift. The fire was dwindling, and Austin realized he needed more wood to keep it going through the night.
All right, as you can see, it's getting dark. Fire is pretty consistent now. It hasn't been raining for about, I'd say it's been about 2 hours now since it stopped raining. I still need to find more wood. It's getting pretty thin, if you can tell, like down in the bottom of it. It's kind of thin. So I just need to keep it going, you know, at least till I...
Armed with a headlamp, he ventured away from the relative safety of his campfire and toward a neighboring, abandoned campsite where someone had left behind a stack of firewood. But as he gathered the wood, the silence of the forest was shattered by a sudden, incredibly loud boom and a snapping sound.
I guess I'm gonna go find some more wood. Okay, you can't really see anything out here, so yeah, I have this flashlight. It's got a good beam on it. So I found a stack of firewood out this way. Okay, you can kind of see that light right there. So that's an outhouse. So if I follow this light where my light's going here, there's a former campfire that was over here, and somebody left a decent stack of firewood. So it was mostly wet. What the? I don't know if you guys just heard that, but like something literally just went boom over there. Holy crap.
Visibly startled and confused, Austin immediately began searching for a rational explanation.
I'm trying to find a rational explanation too. Like, maybe it was the wood. But it doesn't look any different than when I left. And I don't think that this would make that kind of sound.
He wondered if a large piece of wood in his own fire had collapsed, but a quick check revealed nothing out of the ordinary. The sound was too loud, too distinct to be easily dismissed. A palpable sense of fear crept in as he realized he was completely alone, with no explanation for the violent noise that had just echoed through the trees. He voiced his hope that it was just the fire, praying there wasn't something else out there with him.
Climbing through something, so it could have been an animal. But I'm praying to God that it was something collapsing in the fire.
Sometime later, Austin believed he had solved the mystery. He discovered that a large metal sign he had propped up earlier had fallen over.
All right, so update. I found out what that crash was earlier. What it was so I put the sign had fallen down in the middle of the road that said like safe area, no dogs, no weapons. And so I set it up against one of the tables, like one of the camping tables. So I set it up against that because it was in the middle of the road. And I look over whenever I went out to go to the bathroom or something, and it was laying on the ground. So I was like, wait a minute. That makes sense. It was just a sign the entire time. So, there's nothing to be freaked out about at all.
He expressed immense relief, laughing it off and reassuring himself that it was just the wind and nothing more sinister. This seemingly logical explanation allowed him to relax, and for a while, the night returned to a state of normalcy as he listened to music and tended to his fire.
I'm excited that that was only the sign falling over because of the wind and not an alternative thing. So my phone was charging quickly, quicker than it was, and I've got my Cheez-Its. I'm jamming out to my music. And this is actually going pretty well now.
But the relief was temporary. As the hours passed and the rain began to pour again, the feeling of unease returned, stronger than before.
Here's the update. It's almost 1 a.m. and I bagged out of the tent because it's pouring and I got paranoid as hell. I'm not gonna lie. It's freaky out here by yourself. I'm not gonna lie.
The rational explanation no longer seemed to hold up against the oppressive darkness and isolation. Overwhelmed by paranoia, he admitted to the camera that he was terrified. The challenge he had sought had transformed into a psychological battle against fear. The night's events ultimately took their toll. Deciding he would be safer and warmer, Austin abandoned his tent and retreated to the security of his van.
I'm warming up this the vehicle here, kind of charging my phone just in case I need to contact anything. I just figured I would be safer and warmer and better off in this van.
In what he called his final transmission for the night, he laid out his plan to sleep in the vehicle until morning, his voice betraying the exhaustion and lingering fear from the ordeal. With a final sign-off, he hoped for a quiet end to a deeply unsettling night.
I think this is going to be the last transmission that I have tonight. I think that I'm going to go to bed and get some sleep. And by doing that, the time will go faster, hopefully. And I will wake up in the morning and maybe go on a hike or two and clean up the site and leave. And then deal with the rest of my life. So it's been a good night, besides all the weirdness and the rain and the fire going out. But other than that, it's totally fine.
The most disturbing aspect of this experience isn't the presence of a definite paranormal entity, but the profound psychological effect of isolation. The unexplained boom acted as a catalyst, turning a simple camping challenge into a terrifying ordeal where the mind begins to play tricks. Austin's attempt to rationalize the sound, followed by his eventual submission to paranoia, demonstrates how quickly a sense of security can be shattered when you are truly alone in an unfamiliar, dark environment. This footage is a chilling reminder that the wilderness holds dangers beyond the physical. It can test your sanity, making you question every snap of a twig and every gust of wind. The next time you consider venturing into the woods by yourself, remember Austin's night at Patoka Lake. Ask yourself, are you prepared not just for the elements, but for the tricks your own mind might play on you when the sun goes down and you're the only one around to hear the sounds in the dark? When embarking on an expedition, adventurers often mentally prepare for the treacherous ascent, the biting cold of extreme conditions, or the sudden fury of unpredictable weather. But what happens when the very sanctuary you call home for weeks on end turns out to be the most dangerous place of all? Tonight, we'll delve into an incident that will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about safety on the world's highest peaks. Meet Charles Dabulos, an intrepid explorer whose breathtaking journeys are documented on his captivating Instagram account, Charles Dabulos. Through his stunning visuals and compelling stories, Charles takes his followers on immersive adventures to some of the planet's most formidable landscapes, from towering summits to vast, frozen wildernesses. His expeditions showcase the raw beauty and immense challenges of high-altitude climbing, but one particular event would dramatically redefine his understanding of true danger and the unpredictable nature of the mountains. On a challenging expedition in early July, Charles and his team had established their base camp, a place they had called home for 40 long days. It was a familiar, albeit temporary haven amidst the vast icy expanse, a place where they rested, strategized, and prepared for the next leg of their arduous climb. They had accounted for many risks, from avalanches higher up the slopes to sudden blizzards, but the thought of danger striking their secure base camp was almost unthinkable. However, the mountains hold secrets and perils far beyond human anticipation.
Regarde le nuage, il nous arrive dessus, mec.
Bon, qu'on se casse ou pas?
On se casse, on va crever.
C'est vrai?
Ah, il y a des chances. On se met où?
In a terrifying instant, the unthinkable became a stark reality. A massive sérac, a towering block of glacial ice, broke off from the majestic Baltoro Kangri. The sheer force of its descent was catastrophic, sweeping through their base camp with unimaginable power. The devastating impact wiped out all 6 of their tents, reducing their meticulously organized camp to a chaotic scene of debris and shattered hopes. It was a stark, brutal reminder of the mountain's raw power and indifference. Miraculously, despite the complete destruction of their shelter and supplies, fortune smiled upon them that day. Not a single person was harmed. High-altitude dangers and extreme weather are known adversaries, but the revelation that even the base camp, the supposed haven, could be so utterly vulnerable is a chilling reminder of nature's unpredictable might. While the material loss was significant, the team's narrow escape from what could have been a tragic disaster underscores an invaluable lesson. In the unforgiving realms of exploration, vigilance and respect for the environment must extend to every moment, even in the places you least expect. Fortunately, Charles and his team lived to tell the tale, forever carrying the profound understanding that in the mountains, safety is never truly guaranteed. Now that was all for today, folks. If you enjoyed these clips, subscribe to my channel and click to see more on the video on screen.